which is good. All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the weekly live session number 101 from the series Engineering Qualification Validation in Australia. And in this live session, I will be talking about how you can prepare yourself for the validation process if you are not quite ready to start the process. And what do you mean about why you're not quite ready to start the process? I received some questions and some comments, and I spoke with a few people the last few weeks saying that they're quite not ready to start the process yet. They either, because obviously the borders are closed, so they've got time to prepare, but others, they are still studying, others are working, and they are in the beginning of their migration plan, and obviously validation is part of the plan. So they're asking me if I could share with them what else can they do while they are in their own country, so they could be doing to better prepare themselves for a future validation process when they come to Australia. So, and that's what I'm going to talk tonight. But first, for those that don't know me, my name is Gerson Ida, and I'm the founder of www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website to share content of value and useful information to help you in your journey to validate your engineering qualification in Australia. And I also share information about workplace health and safety, environmental management, day-to-day of engineering in Australia, and about professional engineering recruitment as well. And as I've mentioned before, this is live session number 101. All of these live sessions, they're all for free. It's been 101 weeks that I'm here every week sharing with you the information and knowledge that I have, so I can help you to make your journey towards your validation process a little bit easier than what was my process. And if you haven't joined the Telegram group yet, you can use the link that I'm going to paste in the comments to be part of my Telegram group, Engineering Qualification Validation, now with 841 members. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And it's another free group where I post updates about the qualification validation process. I also share updates about job recruitment, and sometimes when I come across job opportunities, I post in there as well. So I'm just going to copy and paste in YouTube. And copy and paste in Facebook. And also I'm going to copy and paste in Instagram. All right. And if you have any questions about the validation process, please write down in the comments. And also, if you know somebody that could benefit in having this information about engineering qualification validation here in Australia, please share this live session with them, perhaps in your Facebook page or your Instagram profile or in your YouTube or even in your WhatsApp group. If you have a WhatsApp group that you participate, that there are engineers or other people that could be interested to come to Australia to work as an engineer. And as usual, to make things more interesting, I will be sharing in my Telegram group the PDF of this live session. But as always, there's a little bit of a catch. I will post a photo in my Instagram profile, and I will ask you to engage with that post. I would like you guys to like the post and make some comments. I'm going to ask a question there, and I would appreciate if you could write in the comments the answer of that question. And then if I have some engagement, then I'm going to post the PDF of this live session in the Telegram group. I'm just going to show you guys how the PDF is going to be. So this is just making sure that you guys can hear me. Yes. So this is how the PDF is going to be. And this is going to be the question that I'm going to post in my Instagram post. What are you doing to prepare yourself for the validation process? So it's a simple question. Obviously, after the information that I give you guys today, you will be able to answer a little bit easier this question there. So going back there, and I'm going back to my script and continue with the content. So let's get started with how you can prepare yourself for the validation process with some of the hints that I'm going to give to you. So the first one is to read the Engineers Australia booklet. Engineers Australia has one booklet. It's called Migration Skills Assessment booklet. And in this booklet, you pretty much have everything that you need for your validation process. I have a printed copy here. The booklet was issued in March 2020. I don't know if you can see, probably can. Yeah, March 2020. That's the Migration Skills Assessment booklet, MSA booklet. And it's a good idea for you to download this booklet and read it very, very carefully. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to just show you the booklet. So, all right, I'm going to put in here, and then I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So that's that's a web page. And what did I do? I'm just going to probably just start from the scratch so you guys can see it. So in Google, you can just type in Migration Skills Assessment Engineers Australia, enter, and then you will get the Engineers Australia website. So here, the first result, Migration Skills Assessment, Engineers Australia, that's for migrants, and that's the one that you want. So what you're going to do then, you just need to go to MSA Quick Guide, click on that, and then it will take to another page, and then the first dot point, number one, read the Migration Skills Assessment booklet. So when you click on that link, it will open up then the PDF that you can then download. So that's the whole PDF. It's got the content. It's got pretty much 50 pages there. So that's certainly the first thing that you need to do is to make sure that you download the booklet, and then you read it very, very carefully. Okay, so next one. The second hint that I give to you for you to prepare yourself better for the validation process is to read the ANZ SEO list of occupations. And some of you guys probably already heard from me that this is very important, and I will keep repeating myself, and I'll keep repeating. So, and why am I going to keep repeating? Because this is very, very important. A lot of people that I see, they don't really pay attention to the list of occupations. And ANZ SEO is Australian and New Zealand standard classification of occupations. And that's pretty much the occupation definition that Engineers Australia utilizes to make sure that your experience is equivalent to an Australian experience of a particular field of engineering. So I think I'm going to show you again, because I think it's very important to, and this step is very, very important. So I'll show you again on the website. I'm going to open again a new tab, and then in Google you just need to put, for example, engineer, ANZSCO. And then what you gotta do, you're probably going to take, I think it's going to take to this Australian Bureau of Statistics, and that's the one that you want to go. And that's the Australian Bureau of Statistics, which is the official website from the Australian government. So you just gotta make sure that you go to the abs.gov.au, which is the federal government website. And then once you open up, there are a series of definitions there in different categories or occupations. Chemical and materials engineers, civil engineering professionals, electrical engineers, electronics engineers. And now is the time for you to perhaps put in the chat, what is your type of engineering? If you put your type of engineering, I'm going to open up here, or we can search together so you know where you can search and what do you need to pay attention to. So I'll keep an eye on the chat just to make sure that I'm capturing there. If somebody puts your type of engineering, let me see. No comments there. No, looks like there's no comment there. No comment. So I'll go with the most common ones. And if you then, probably you guys are a little bit shy still, but if you decide to put the sort of engineer that you are, you will then have a look here. Yeah, it looks like we've got Maria Fatima in Facebook. She put that she is an industrial engineer. So let's have a look. And obviously those ones that they put the comments, they get the privilege, so we can kind of open up here. So I'll probably going to try to make it slightly bigger. So industrial, mechanical and production engineer. So when you click in there, it will open up the whole group. You gotta pay attention, Maria, that when you open up the group, it will open up the generic bit, which has a lot of tasks. Please just don't get hung up on this one, because the activities and experiences here, they are the ones combined with industrial, mechanical and production engineers. All of these three here. So those tasks, they're not specific for industrial engineers, they are for all of those three there. So, and why is that important? Because sometimes you have an experience and then you look at one of the definition and then you think it does apply to your industrial engineering, when in fact it applies to, let's say, production engineer. And then when the Engineers Australia assessor reads your experience, he or she may say that your experience is aligned with production engineers, not with industrial engineers. So what do you have to do? You have to go a little bit down, and then when they separate the definition of those three occupations, and then you got to look at yours. For example, Maria, 233511. So that is for the industrial engineer. And the definition that Engineers Australia will use is investigates and reviews the utilization of personnel, facilities, equipment and materials, current operational processes and established practices to recommend improvement in the efficiency of operations in a variety of commercial, industrial, and production environments. So this is the definition that you need to pay attention to. And your experiences that you're going to use in your validation process, they need to match with this definition here. I got another comment, I think, from Beatrice. She is civil engineering. So she's a civil engineer. So let's go back to, again, engineering professionals. And how did I arrive in that one there? Again, I put in Google, engineer ANZ SEO, and then went to the abs.gov.au website, Australian Bureau of Statistics. Got to make sure there will be other sites that are from private companies. Please go to the government website, which is the source of truth of information. So when you click on that, you got to go to, in case of Beatrice, and thanks Beatrice for typing in, civil engineering professionals, that's the link there. So once you click on that one there, again, it will have several tasks, but you got to remember that those tasks here, they are aligned to those occupations. So it's not all of those tasks that are exclusively for civil engineers. Sometimes you could be, let's say that you did obtaining soil and rock samples at different depth across sites, etc., etc. Let's say that you had an experience like that, but in this particular task, it's probably more aligned to the geotechnical engineer. So again, you gotta go a little bit down, and then there will be the definition of the civil engineer here. So for the civil engineer, what do? They plan, design, and they organize and oversee the construction and operation of dams, bridges, pipelines, gas and water supply schemes, sewerage systems, airports, and other civil engineering projects. So if you are a civil engineer, you got to make sure that your experiences, they do match this definition here. And there are a couple of specializations there. And why do I say that? I say that because especially civil engineers back in Brazil, from where I am, and probably Beatrice, you're probably from Brazil. Are you from Brazil as well, Beatrice? Because in Brazil, civil engineers are a bit unfortunate when it comes to trying to validate the qualification here in Australia, because a lot of civil engineers, once we graduate, we ended up working in other things, which in Brazil is totally fine. It's part of the civil engineer life, but it's not quite the life of a civil engineer here in Australia. Is it possible to validate if you worked in, building houses and doing refurbishment, etc.? Yeah, perhaps it is possible, but it's very difficult. The chance for you to get your career episode rejected because of that is really high. So for civil engineers, you really got to try to think about the very raw engineering, like design and calculations, and work with heavy construction, infrastructure construction. So yeah, thanks Beatrice, you're from Brazil. So that is probably one of the most important advices or the information that I'm going to share tonight, is that you need to find the experiences that match the definition of the occupation according to ANZ SEO. If you choose the wrong experience, if you choose an experience that does not match with the definition occupation, you really have a big chance that your career episode is not really going to be approved. All right, thanks for that, and I'll probably need to move on to another important thing for you to prepare. So in the PDF, I'm just going to show you here. In the PDF, I've got some of them some of the definitions that I included, and so those ones are the civil engineer, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, production or plant engineer, chemical engineer. And if your type of engineering is not here, you can always go to the ANZ SEO website and double check that. All right, the next point is about all right, so what I'm going to do, we almost in half of the live session. I'm going to take a picture of the question, and then I'm going to post in my Instagram. So I'm going to take a picture there, and I'm going to make a post in Instagram. And what I would like you guys to do is for you guys to have a look at the post, like the post, and make a comment answering the question. And if I have some engagement, I'm going to then post the PDF of this live session in the Telegram group. And the PDF, yeah, it's quite interesting. Got all of those definitions there. So next, and the question that I'm asking is what are you doing to prepare yourself for the validation process? So I'm going to put this question in the comments, and then if you could like the post and write your answer in the comments, then I will then post the PDF in my Telegram group. So as you can see, the post is there, and tomorrow morning I'll have a look and see how it goes. And if you're not really part of the Telegram group, the link is in my bio in Instagram, and in Facebook and YouTube, I put in the comments. All right. The other important part for you to prepare for your validation process is about your CPD. And CPD stands for Continuing Professional Development. So you need to take this time, especially now that the borders are closed, or if you're planning yourself to start your validation process in 6 or 12 months time. Take this time to list the CPD events that you have already attended since your graduation, and then produce a spreadsheet and keep a log of the CPD events. And if you say, sorry, but I don't really have a lot of CPD events, what you can do, you can start building up your CPD events. You can then go to Engineers Australia website, for example, read some technical articles. You can also go to perhaps the council, the CREA in your state, if you are in Brazil, or in the Institution of Engineers of your country. They probably have very good technical articles, and then you can read those technical articles, and then you can build up some CPD, Continuing Professional Development. Oh yeah, Jerson, but I don't know really what is CPD. I'm not really understanding what you're talking about. I'm very new to this validation process, and I don't really know. So if you don't really know what I'm talking about, the only thing that you know is that you want to one day validate your engineering qualification and be able to come to Australia, apply for a visa, and perhaps work as an engineer here in Australia. I'm going to promote my free workshop, online workshop, next month in June. starting on the 12th of June at 10 a.m. with the opening webinar. And even today, I created a website. I'm going to share with you. I'm a bit embarrassed because I don't know if it's all good, but it's a website that I finished building today, and I did it myself. So yeah, this is the website there. I'm just making sure that you guys can hear me okay. Yeah. So this is the website, and if you haven't registered yet, I'm just going to probably copy and paste in Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well. The workshop website. It's very, very fresh. I finished building today, so probably there will be some glitches, but if it's not quite working, please let me know, and I will endeavor to fix it. So if you haven't yet registered to the workshop, if you visit the workshop webpage, you can click on this button. It will open up a registration page, and then you can register there. It's taking a while. Yeah. So you just need to put your email address and your first name. So let's say that I already have here, and let's say that I'm Brazilian, and just that, and I'm living in Australia. So register now and see what happens. It will open up another page just to confirm. So there are a couple of videos there. So one is in English, the other one is supposed to be in Portuguese. Why is not in Portuguese? Supposed to be. So when you watch this video there, yeah, it's supposed to be in Portuguese. I'm going to fix it. Yeah, I said that there's some glitches there, but the video pretty much says that email is a very complicated thing. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. And once you register to confirm 100%, you can join my WhatsApp group for the workshop. So you just need to click on the button there, and then you can join the WhatsApp group for the workshop. And then down there you can join my other social media, the Telegram group. You can check my YouTube channel with more than 150 videos there. You can follow in my profile in Instagram, and you can follow my Facebook page, Engineers in Australia. And also, I think that, yes, it's a new feature that I put in the website. It's a translator. Let's see if it's going to work. You can translate to Portuguese. And then, because I know that a lot of my audience, they're still in Brazil, and English is not probably very strong. So I put a translator there. Unfortunately, it's not automatic. I had to translate everything myself. And the same thing in the workshop webpage. You can go there and you can put in Portuguese, and it will translate the web page to Portuguese as well. And then what's going to happen is that this is pretty much the workshop calendar. I'm going to go back in English because it's generic. So there's a countdown there saying that the workshop is going to start in 12 days, 12 hours and 55 minutes. And pretty much this is the workshop calendar, where there will be an opening webinar and then all other events. And then once the videos they happen, now they all locked, because obviously we haven't started the workshop yet. But once the webinar happens and the videos they are released, they will be activated, and then you'll be able to click in here, and then you'll be able to watch. And also from here, you can join the WhatsApp group, and you can put your comments. And I would like to ask you guys, please, to put here your comments. If you have any question about the workshop, or if you have any question about the validation process, you can put your comments in there, and then I will be replying here in the workshop webpage. And also down there are some testimonies from some of my some of my students that they've been validated here in Australia. Erica, she was validated as a civil engineer. Walter, he was validated as environmental engineer. And Leila, she was validated as civil engineer as well. And other than the three, I've got another 8 engineers. They are mining engineers, they are industrial engineers, they are mechanical engineers, they are production engineers. So there's a whole different types of engineers that they've been validated. So I would certainly welcome your comments, and if you can share the workshop webpage with other engineers in your circle of friendship. I think there's a lot of people that they want to come to Australia. They want to get ready to come to Australia, and I think that the workshop can help. It's 100% online, and it's going to be 100% free as well. All right, so going back to the content there. So what are the things that you need to prepare yourself for your validation process? Another important thing is for you to think about your academic and or work experience. And why do I say that? Because you can use either academic experience, your engineering academic experience, or your work experience, or you can use both. So especially if you are, let's say that you are still studying, you're in the final years of your engineering degree in your home country. So you can then perhaps prepare your assignments and do your assessments and your final assignment, your TCC, for example, already thinking about that you're going to use that in your validation process. Especially if you are a civil engineer, if you're going to do your TCC, and if you're planning to use your TCC as part of your validation process, it's a good idea to choose very carefully what you're going to write about. Depending on what you do, you may not be able to use the TCC because it doesn't really match the ANZ SEO occupation definition. If you're going to use your work experience, let's say that you're still working as an engineer, but the current occupation is doesn't really have a lot of the experiences that you need for you to validate your occupation. So it means that between now and when you start wanting to start your validation process, perhaps you can talk with your boss or your supervisor, or perhaps you can do activities that are more aligned with the definition of the ANZ SEO occupation. So have a think about it. And also the other point is about complex engineering experience. The booklet, the Engineers Australia booklet, says that the experiences that you're going to use, they need to be complex in nature. So a simple engineering experience may not be enough. So you need to make sure that you choose a complex engineering experience. And why is that? It's because when you participate in the workshop, you see that I'm going to talk about the 16 competencies that you need to demonstrate in your reports. And if you write a simple engineering experience, it's going to be very difficult for you to demonstrate the 16 competencies. So, and that's why Engineers Australia is asking you to choose a complex engineering experience so you can then develop your report covering very well the 16 required competencies. Good morning, Adalto. How are you? If you're saying good morning, thanks for waking up early. You're probably in Brazil, or where are you now? So the other thing that I would like to share with you, it's about take the opportunity and watch my videos. As I mentioned before, I've got more than 150 videos in my YouTube channel, and where I talk about the validation process, I talk about other engineering subjects in Australia, and I talk about how you can get a professional job here in Australia as well. So if you search just by my name, Gerson Ida, in YouTube, you can then please subscribe to my channel if you like the content, and you'll be notified every time that I have videos there. And my live sessions, they all get recorded and they get published in YouTube. So you will have hours and hours and hours of content, free content in my YouTube channel. All right, so I think I forgot to mention to you, hi Arthur, you're from Brazil. And what sort of engineer are you, Arthur? Are you an Adalto? Are you guys civil engineers? Are you mechanical engineers as well, or other types of engineers? And I forgot to mention that the password of the PDF, because as I mentioned before, the PDF is going to be protected by a password. And I'm actually going to put here, is going to be preparing validation. So it's going to be like that. So those ones that are not watching, probably they're not going to know much about it. Obviously they have to watch again. Preparing validation. So that's going to be the password for the PDF. I'm actually going to prepare now the PDF, but again, I would like you guys to go to my Instagram post, the last one that I put in there, and I would like you to like and comment that post answering the question. And what's the question? The question is, what are you doing to prepare yourself for the validation process? And once I have some engagement from you guys, I'm going to put this PDF in the Telegram group. The Telegram group, again, the link is in the chat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to prepare this this PDF. So I'll go there, and I use a platform that's called I Love PDF. I Love PDF. So I Love PDF. Protect PDF. I'm going to drop the PDF there. So it's going to be this one. Oh, sorry. I have to prepare the PDF first. So I print as a PDF. And I'm going to put in there, and I'm going to create the PDF straight away. All right, so PDF, that's the one, apply 101, that's it. and I will put the PDF in there, type the password, all right, so protect PDF. I'm going to download the protected PDF, and I'm going to open up so you can see there that I can open up. So that's it. So it works, and that's the PDF there. So read the NZ SEO, information about the CPD, continuing professional development, the academic work experience, the complex engineering experience, and for you to watch my videos as well. Sorry, you can't really see that. I'll show you. Where is that? Where's the PDF? This one. Yeah. Now you can see. Now you can see that. So that's the PDF that I'm going to post in my Telegram group. But I need you guys to go to my Instagram and like my post, the last post, and answer in the comments, what are you doing to prepare yourself for the validation process? If you don't like and don't make a comment, I'm not going to post it. And the password is the one that I mentioned during the live session there. All right. I'm going to check my notes and see what else I need to talk to you guys. Yeah, so I'd like to remind you guys that I'll be promoting the free online workshop, Engineering Qualification Validation, and it's starting on the 12th of June at 10 a.m. Brisbane time. And I'm just going to probably put in there again. My great website. Where is that? Not there. Yeah, that's the one. So on the 12th of June, 10 a.m. in the morning is going to be the opening webinar. And you can visit the workshop page, enqualvalworkshop.com. So that's Engineering Qualification Validation Workshop.com. That's the workshop webpage. And from here, you will be having all the important information that you need. You'll be able to access the videos when they are unlocked. And that's the workshop calendar there. And the link for you to join the WhatsApp group. And also, if you haven't registered yet, you can register here. I'm just going to check if I put in Portuguese, because I know that a lot of you guys from Brazil, if you're going to register, if it's going to be in Portuguese or in English. So that's the button here. Click here to register to the workshop. So once you open up there, let's see if it's going to open up a Portuguese or an English registration page. Yeah, it's going to be in Portuguese. Yeah, great. Good. So once you put in there, and then you can you can put here, let's say, I'll put another one there. Let's say that I live in Brazil, just to pretend. And then I register. Let's see what's going to happen there. There will be a couple of videos there. And again, the video is about for you to just let you know that the email is complicated. Sometimes majority of emails, they go to the junk mailbox. So that's the complication with that. So that's why it's important for you to register and join our WhatsApp group, so I can send you information straight to the WhatsApp group. I'm still be sending the information to your email, but if you don't get the email, you get information in the WhatsApp group. All right, I will just double check if there is any last minute question or suggestion, and if not, then I will finish. Looks like it's all good. All right, guys, so I certainly would like to thank you guys very much for your participation tonight, and I will be back here next Sunday, 8:30 p.m., and I'm going to talk about another subject related to the engineering qualification validation in Australia. Thank you very much, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.